Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is Sunday, April 5th, 2020, and this is a general love reading for the sign of Taurus for this upcoming week in April. So we're going to get started after a couple of shuffles, but I do want to remind all of my viewers that this is a general love reading, so it can pertain to just about anything. Relationships, situations, and circumstances surrounding family, work, home, social circles. If you can think of it, it might apply. Also be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards. You may be represented by any of the characters that shows up in the cards. You might feel like I'm reading for you. You might feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. My intention is always to reach people who need the message the most and who will benefit from it. So take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't, and hopefully you'll get something out of this reading that will help you in some way. For those of you who are brand new or unfamiliar with my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. There is more specific information in the description box below if you're curious. Okay, Taurus, so let's go ahead and get started and see what's going on for you in this upcoming week, in these crazy times that we're dealing with today. What is happening for Taurus? Here we go. We're going to start off with the King of Pentacles. And he is paired with the Three of Swords. The Tower in reverse. Death in reverse. The Six of Pentacles. Eight of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords, and the Five of Wands. So we have a King of Pentacles on the table. This could be your energy or somebody that you're dealing with, Taurus. The King of Pentacles is typically a very loyal and compassionate individual. This can be somebody who is a provider, a protector. This can be a caregiver, a patriarch, father figure. Remember, if you're female, you can embody this kind of energy. This is somebody who is kind of the head of the household. If you're a single parent, for example, and a female, you can embody the King of Pentacles energy. Again, somebody who's very stable, grounded, hardworking, loyal, compassionate, reliable, a very positive energy. He's paired with the Three of Swords. So I feel like this king is dealing with some kind of heartache, some kind of grief, pain, something possibly related to a relationship or connection. It's possible that there's this energy of maybe hanging on to something or not letting something go. With Death in reverse, the Tower out here. And then we do have the Six of Swords out here. It can indicate leaving something behind, moving on to calmer pastures, calmer waters, greener pastures is what I meant to say. Maybe getting away from something that was difficult or challenging. Let's get some more cards out here, Taurus, and see what else we can come up with before I try to analyze these any further. So we have the Four of Swords in reverse, clarifying this king, and the Knight of Swords. Two of Swords in reverse. Three of Cups in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles, clarifying the Six of Pentacles. Eight of Wands in reverse. Three of Pentacles. doing the Five of Cups. So we have the Queen and King of Pentacles on the table. This could represent you again, or somebody that you are dealing with, Taurus. The Queen of Pentacles is very similar to the King of Pentacles. This is a mothering type figure, somebody who's very compassionate and loyal, somebody who puts others first, somebody who is very capable of taking care of herself and taking care of others. She's very grounded. She is very reliable, dependable, nurturing. I feel like these two are connected in some way. This could be a spouse, a partner, a family member, a close friend. Whenever I get the true pairs, the King and Queen of Pentacles or King and Queen of Cups, to me those feel like partners. Those feel like possibly spouses or a romantic partner in that kind of manner. But again, this could be any kind of relationship between these two. I feel like there's been some kind of heartbreak. Something that at least this king is still dealing with. I think he'd like to take action or move forward or maybe communicate. There was something, some kind of disruption between these two. It might have involved other people or family members or friends, but there was some kind of situation that was unsatisfactory or disappointing, something that wasn't working well within a group dynamic, possibly again a family situation or a group of friends. Something that was disruptive or disharmonious. Disharmonious. Is that a word? If it's not, it is now. Some kind of a disharmonious situation within a group. I feel like there may have been a lack of communication. This Queen of Pentacles might be initiating some conversation or taking some kind of action. It feels like there's been some kind of obstacles or issues standing in the way, possibly of coming back together with this King of Pentacles or making amends or balancing things out or working things out with him. It's possible these two are not split up or separated, but there's some kind of heartbreak or issue or conflict between these two. It may not be directly related to these two. It might be, again, like a family situation or group of friends or group of co-workers. But I feel like this queen is trying to initiate maybe some contact or possibly some resolution, maybe trying to get past some obstacles that have kept them from resolving some kind of issue or working together in some way or communicating. But there's this Five of Cups out here. There's some kind of sense that if and when this happens, if there is a reconnection, that there might be more grief to deal with. Or this could indicate that coming together and working together is necessary in order to work through the grief or work through the conflict. This feels like something that maybe happened in the past, that maybe there was an attempt to leave it behind or walk away from something left unresolved or left undealt with. And it feels like this king is coming to terms with something. He may have discovered something he didn't know before, or come into some information, or just gain some answers that he's been searching for regarding the situation. Let's get some more cards out here for you, Taurus. So we have the Tower again, this time clarifying the King of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So the Ten of Pentacles is my family card. And in reverse, it can indicate disruption, disharmony within the family. It can indicate unstable financial situation or a crumbling of a legacy, or it can even indicate divorce, for example. This is clarifying the Three of Swords. The Devil. Four of Wands. Death in reverse again. Justice in reverse. The Lovers. And the Two of Wands. So again, I get the feeling that it's not so much that this King and Queen of Pentacles is having conflict with each other. It feels more like a family or group matter, some kind of situation involving other people. Again, this could be a group of friends, social circle, for example, or a large family where there's conflict. This could be a workplace situation where the people involved are very close and connected. Maybe a family business, for example. It almost feels like there's been an inability to reconnect or resolve some kind of problem within a group situation. Again, I don't feel like this King and Queen are necessarily directly involved in the conflict or responsible for it, but it's affecting them. It might be affecting this connection, perhaps keeping them apart, for example. I feel like these two want to work together. I feel like these two want to build something together or want to reconnect or want to establish some kind of working relationship. Again, this could be a romantic partner. It could be family member, business partner, but there is some kind of significant connection between these two. And I feel like there's this need to leave behind something in the past or something that's keeping them apart or something that's acting as an obstacle or something, a wedge between these two, something that's keeping them away from each other or an inability to work together or come together, communicate. And I feel like this Queen has a sense that she is maybe making it known or responsible for in some way with enlightening this King or helping him see something that he didn't see before. There is a sense that she is the one who is freeing them from the situation, for example, freeing them from this injustice, this inability to connect, freeing them from the obstacles or the delays or whatever's keeping them from moving forward. There's this feeling that this Queen is making an attempt or having an effect in some way on this King. He may have been uncertain or in the dark regarding maybe what was actually going on within this group dynamic, and I feel like he may have been awakened to what the reality is. Four of Swords in reverse can indicate an awakening or coming out of a state of rest after, having found out something or discovered some answers. there is something here affecting this King of Pentacles and causing him to want to move forward or take some kind of action regarding this heartbreak surrounding this family situation, this group dynamic. He wants to do something about it. And I feel like he's come to light, or he has a clearer understanding of what's going on, and it could potentially be because this Queen of Pentacles has made him aware. There's some kind of toxic energy surrounding, again, this situation where there's maybe been a lack of compromise or an inability to move, or a decision that was made that has caused stagnation, for example, or just kind of kept people from moving forward or reconnecting or reconciling. And again, it does feel like it could be a family dynamic, group dynamic, home situation where there's some kind of disruption within the group. And again, I don't necessarily feel like it's this king and queen who are directly involved in the conflict, but they're affected by it. So let's get some more cards out here, Taurus, and see what else we can get for you. We have the Eight of Cups, Five of Wands, this time in reverse, Ace of Cups, the King of Pentacles again, clarifying this Three of Cups in reverse, Page of Wands in reverse, clarifying the Queen, Queen of Wands in reverse, Six of Cups, and the Star. Okay, so we have a Queen of Wands on the table in reverse. King of Pentacles came out clarifying this Three of Cups in reverse. And again, it feels like the King of Pentacles may have been made aware of a situation, or maybe has clarity regarding what went wrong within this group dynamic family situation. Maybe something that he hasn't been aware of before. And then there's this Queen of Wands. This could be the person who's causing the problems or the issues. Could be the one who's kind of standing in the way from making things right. She came out with this set of cards. So the Queen of Wands is somebody who can be very demanding, needing to have things her way. This can be somebody who's very jealous or envious. Somebody who has high expectation for those around her, but in other words, she does a lot of the talk the talk, but she doesn't walk the walk. But she does expect that of others around her, if that makes sense. This is somebody who can be a bit of a narcissist. Again, she can be somebody who demands others to see her point of view, as she's very unaccepting of others who disagree with her, for example. I get the feeling like she's the one causing some kind of disruption, again, within a family or group dynamic. And it's possible this Queen of Pentacles has maybe made it clear that this Queen of Wands is the reason behind the issue. Maybe something that this king was not aware of. It's possible this king might be considering walking away from the situation, making a decision that will free him of this conflict. Eight of Cups, leaving behind an emotional situation, something that is causing one grief, and maybe he's realized that this is the answer in order to make things work, repair things, or just get into a healthier spot for himself, that he's ready to leave this behind. I do feel like this king and queen have a very significant relationship. Six of Cups came out, clarifying this set of cards. And then Six of Cups, I've said this before, I always say it when it comes out because it's significant. This king and queen have a Six of Cups relationship. That means that it's a soulmate type relationship. That doesn't have to mean that it's a romantic partner. In this case, it feels like it probably is. But this means this is somebody who's meant to spend some time with you in this 3D. It could be that you have a soul contract together. You're meant to learn some life lessons together. This doesn't have to be someone who's meant to be in your life forever. And it doesn't even have to be someone who's meant to be in your life for a long period of time, but it certainly can be. It can also, Six of Cups can also indicate a relationship of longevity, or someone who's come back from the past, for example. So I do feel like this relationship between this King and Queen of Pentacles is very significant. It could also indicate that this relationship with this Queen of Wands is very significant as well. It's almost like there is a need to deal with the conflict. These cards to me are indicating there's this need to choose the path and deal with the conflict once and for all. Deal with the grief, deal with the heartache, so that there can be hope, or a renewed sense of hope. Because if it almost feels like there's a conflict being avoided, or I feel like this Queen of Wands is blocking progress, keeping something from moving forward, keeping something positive from transpiring or occurring or happening for this King and Queen of Pentacles in particular, but I do feel it also probably includes other people. Again, it feels like it could be a group of family, friends, co-workers, social circle of people who are very close and connected. And this King of Pentacles feels like he might be making a decision to take some action to try to make things better or work through things. So we have the Eight of Wands again, the Knight of Swords again, Five of Swords in reverse, Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands in reverse, Death again in reverse. This is the third time Death has come out. The Tower again in reverse. And then the Four of Swords again, this time in the upright position. So there's a sense that things have to get worse first before they get better. Again, the issue has to be dealt with before things can be made right. I think this Queen of Pentacles may have indicated that she might be at the point where she is not going to put effort into this right now, that maybe she feels she's done her fair share in moving forward or trying to make things right between this King and Queen of Pentacles, that it might be this King's turn, or the ball is in his court, so to speak. It's his turn to make a move. And I feel that very strongly with these cards. And I know I haven't indicated who I'm reading for. I do feel like I'm reading for this King of Pentacles. So if you are a female, for example, you can embody this energy, or you could also be represented by either this Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Wands. You decide what makes sense to you, Taurus. But I do feel like this King is getting ready to make a move, is getting ready to shake, rattle, and roll. I feel like this King has figured something out, and he's getting ready to make some kind of move. He might be getting ready to leave. He might be getting ready to pack up his things and go. I feel like he's at the very least making some moves, maybe communicating, maybe talking, maybe coming out from this state of rest where maybe he didn't know what to do, or he didn't have a clear understanding of what actions to take. He may have been dealing with some internal conflict, but he's ready to take some action with regard to whatever this represents, this heartache, this grief within this family dynamic, group dynamic, this unrest within this group situation. I feel like he's getting ready to accept some responsibility and make things happen. Move things forward. There's almost a sense that, with the Tower in reverse here and the Devil, that this inaction, the fact that there wasn't any movement or any attempt to make things work, maybe just accepting the way things were, lack of compromise, leaving the conflict behind without dealing with it. It was affecting relationships and causing some toxic situations, some toxic connections, toxic energy to maybe linger. Again, I get a feeling like there's a lot of this going on, that because I'm seeing it a lot in readings, that there's a sense that people have been trying to kind of leave the bad shit behind, maybe not deal with the conflict, maybe not dwell in the past. But at the same time, if you don't address what went wrong, if you don't look at what caused conflict in the past, history's bound to repeat itself, right? If you don't deal with it. So I feel like this king has an opportunity presented before him, and that is to maybe take action to make things right, make things stable, reconnect, address this issue, and make things right again. Four of Wands. To move things forward, to address what hasn't been addressed in the past. I think that this Queen is indicating that maybe she feels she's done her part, especially with the Six of Pentacles out here. This set of cards has me a little bit confused, but I keep looking at it thinking, maybe she's done her share of the work. Maybe she's put forward a significant amount of energy to try to make things work. She might still be doing that, but at this point in time, I feel like she feels like she might be at the end of her rope. Like she's tried everything that she can, and it's been failing, and she hasn't. She may not feel like she's got support. I feel like she's been dealing with this Queen of Wands, who at this point in time is still acting like an obstacle, who still at this point in time might be the reason for this toxic energy within these relationships or multiple relationships within a family situation. And she is the reason why there's been continuing obstacles, problems, injustice, inability to move forward. And again, I get with this set of cards, there is this need to maybe go back and deal with the conflict. Choose the path to go back in, talk it out, hear each other's different perspectives, And yeah, it's going to cause some more grief and heartache. You know, when you reopen old wounds, of course it's going to cause some more grief and heartache, but ultimately it's going to bring about the opportunity to heal and to regain some hope in the situation. Interesting set of cards, Taurus. I get some real positive energy off this King of Pentacles and this Queen of Pentacles. I do feel like they're a team in a sense. And again, this might not be a situation where these two are apart or separated, even though we have, you know, the Ten of Pentacles. It's possible. But they could very well be romantic partners, spouses, just dealing with a situation within a family dynamic, a group dynamic that is problematic. And again, I feel like this Queen of Wands is at the heart of the issue. And it's possible this King of Pentacles has just come to light about some problems, and he might be stepping forward to take some action at this point in time to maybe pick up where this Queen of Pentacles left off. Does that make sense? Almost like passing the baton, like, here, it's your turn. I get the feeling that this Queen of Pentacles is saying, here, it's your turn. You got to deal with this now. I've done what I can do. I've done my part. Now it's your turn to take the reins and make it work. I'm going to take this card. So we have intuition. I haven't pulled this card in a while. I'm going to read it from the book, as I always do, Taurus. And hopefully, if you are resonating with this reading, this will give you some more clarity and help you maybe take this next step, or, you know, gain some insight into what's next. So intuition, and it is about a page or so. Okay, Taurus. Here we go. There are many words and phrases used to describe the subject of the sixth influence card, intuition. That funny feeling, an inkling, a sneaking suspicion, a hunch, a knowing, a feeling in one's bones, a gut feeling, a premonition, a presentiment, and a foreboding. Presentiment. I'm not sure if I've ever heard that word. Well, obviously I have, because I've read this card before. Presentiment. I'm assuming it's a synonym for intuition. It is inexplicable. You cannot pinpoint why you feel or believe as you do. You just know it in your gut, and every fiber of your being demands that you listen. What is intuition? Intuition is your sixth sense. Intuition is a knowing or gut feeling that you experience without fully understanding the logic or reason behind the feeling. It might defy rational thought or explanation, but you want to trust it nonetheless. Intuition is a bridge between conscious and unconscious minds, between instinct and reason. It is your unconscious mind communicating with you. It can come to you in a flash of insight or feeling, or you can have an intuitive experience with a dream or daydream. It is also something quite often experienced during creative endeavors. In fact, most creative endeavors are better for being intuitive. Intuition is knowing that something needs to be done, not knowing why it needs to be done, but trusting and doing it anyway. Why? Because our intuition provides solutions. Have you ever walked into a room and instantly felt a certain vibe, or met someone you are at ease with from the very first moment and felt like you have known them forever? Have you ever had that feeling that something is not right or too good to be true? Have you ever heard the phone ring and know before answering it who it was? This is your intuition, your sixth sense at work, but how strongly your intuitive abilities are is dependent upon how often you use them. Do you trust your gut feeling or knowing, or are you pushing it aside as illogical and irrational? To have a strong intuitive ability and to use it has nothing to do with the paranormal or supernatural. Would it surprise you to know that there is a lot of legitimate research, including studies by the U.S. Navy, into how intuition works and how it can be strengthened to help in situations where intuitive thinking may save lives? Some of the greatest scientific discoveries have been in moments of intuitive insight. Archimedes, Isaac Newton, and Frederick Kekule all followed their intuition. Albert Einstein believed that intuition was of great value when it came to innovation and invention. It is very easy to dismiss the intuitive feelings and thoughts that come to us, but your sixth sense is no different from your other senses. It is there to be used, and incorporating it into your everyday life will only enhance it. That's one of those this is one of those kind of general cards that I think is helpful in any situation, Taurus, and I think it's possible that this king may be using his intuition right now, and that maybe that's where he's coming up with some aha moments and kind of an awakening, seeing that, you know what, it's my turn to act, it's my turn to take a step forward and move in the right direction, maybe to shake, rattle, and roll and make things happen within this situation. Again, the King and Queen of Pentacles, very loyal, compassionate individuals, people who are trustworthy, who are very honest and loyal, and people you want in your corner. So I do feel like this King and Queen both feel a sense of responsibility, maybe for making things right within this group dynamic where things have gone wrong. And I do feel like this King is getting ready to take action. And it could be that there's going to be some kind of confrontation of this Queen of Wands. Some kind of choice made where some dialogue is opened up. Some back and forth. Some conversation, like I said, or some discussions, or even some arguments and fights. But that will be so that there can be some regained hope, possibly within these relationships, so things can start working again, things can be rebuilt, things can be healed. So I'm going to leave that here, Taurus. I hope that you gained something from this reading. If it did resonate, please like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment if you feel like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you again soon. Bye, Taurus.